All right, everyone, welcome back to the Brad and Kyle YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about hooking a bowling ball by manipulating your ball speed. And real quick, if you're interested in some coaching by us, we actually have a private coaching membership where we give a lot of tips such as using your ball speed and working on a lot of different tools to help you be the best bowler you can. So if you're interested in that, click at the link in the description below, check it out. We have a free trial. If you like it, great, you can get in the free trial. And if it's not for you, that's all right. So anyway, let's get to the video. How to manipulate hooking the bowling ball with ball speed. See you in a second. So Brad, in my opinion, I really believe that ball speed is the most underutilized tool and also the most important when it comes to hooking a bowling ball. I think it is something that when you learn to control it, it can help you out so much in building your versatility.
I was watching the PBA Tour Finals, I think, or the Strike Derby, something on television, and Troop was in the booth and people were talking about why Chris Prather was so good. And Troop said speed control. He has the ability, if his ball comes up a little light or it comes behind the head pin a little bit, he has the ability to drop his ball speed half-mile an hour on cue, and it makes sure that that next shot doesn't become behind the head pin.
Yeah.
And so just that ability, just to that touch, you know, just being able to drop your ball speed about 1 mile an hour just to make sure the ball can hook is something that a lot of people have a hard time doing because it makes sense to throw the ball hard. It seems like it would create more power.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with driving a golf ball. It's like, I want to swing the heck out of it. Every coach tells me just to swing easy. It's so easy to swing hard and it's so hard to swing easy. That was
Did you
good.
just come up with something?
That was good. But yeah, and it's hard to have control of your speed when you're overthrowing the ball. That's a good word to use, overthrowing. I see so many people. I do it, you do it, we all do it. You just have to recognize when you're overthrowing it and then be able just to kind of calm it back down. That way you can gain that control again.
Yeah, I actually have a couple really gifted students that I've been coaching, both two-handers, and it's funny. One of them likes to throw it really hard, and then the other one likes to throw it really slow. And I've been telling them, I use the example, I'm like, a lot of guys on tour, one of the reasons they're so good is speed control. They can throw it as hard as they want if they're playing to the right, and if they feel like they got to move. How many times have we're playing on a pair and the next pair, we got to move 10 left,
yeah,
throw it slower, and you got to be able to do that on the dime. And I told them that, and I showed them that. I'm like, listen guys, and I'm showing them, here's what we have to do. You have to be able to do this, throwing it hard, and then you have to be able to throw it slow if you want to be one of the best and be the best bowler you can be. And they were just mind blown. They're just like, people actually do that? And I'm like, yes, speed control is the most important thing I believe that you can work on in your little toolbox.
And there's a lot of people out there that already have like semi-high rev rates that just enjoy the down and in. They like to throw it hard. They're bigger guys and they have a higher rev rate. There's a lot of guys out there like that if they would just sit, they already have the rev rate. If they would just simply learn how to just kind of tone it down, move left, shorten everything up a little bit, and just softly let it go, that rev rate is already there. They'll be able to hook the ball no problem. It's a matter of speed. It's not a matter of rev rate. There's also a lot of people on the other end that feel like they don't have enough revs to get left or to slow their ball speed down enough because they think it's going to hit softly, it's not going to have the power. And there's a lot of things those people can do too, but it's not a matter, the speed that you think you need isn't going to generate the power. You can generate just as much power as anyone throwing it 13, 14, 15 mile an hour if the ball is correct and the shape is correct.
Absolutely. So let's do an example here. Throw a shot with higher ball speed. Play a little
Terrible
bit.
at this.
Yeah, this is something that Brad has to work on. But yeah, somewhere around second, third arrow, throwing it higher ball speed, and you're kind of trying to strike here.
Okay. Did you see that? That's such a good leave. Because oftentimes you'll find yourself leaving corner pins, specifically the 7-pin, because your ball speed's too high. That just came too far behind the head pin.
Absolutely.
That's literally all that was.
So now, just to show you guys an example of how much we can change the ball reaction with ball speed. Brad, I want you to stay in the same exact spot. I want you to look, stay in the same release. All I want you to do is tone the ball speed down a couple miles an hour.
Okay.
And let's see the difference in the ball reaction. I'm thinking this is gonna go left of the head pin, but I want the viewers at home to really see the difference.
Actually, that's going to strike. All right, let's talk about that one.
Okay.
So I got it going to the right a little bit. It wasn't as direct, which I think is pretty normal. When you slow down your ball speed, the ball naturally wants to go to the right a little easier. But the beautiful thing is it had time to read. Like, I technically missed right, but my ball speed was slow enough that it allowed me to. And so ball speed kind of becomes a part of the strategy of, well, how can I create misroom? How can I do these things? Because when you feel like you don't have misroom, you know, I can't tell you exactly, but I guarantee you a lot of the time, it's just simply because you're overthrowing it.
Yeah, I mean, so the first shot went light, we're throwing it faster. The second shot, we slowed it down. You missed further right, and it came back more.
Boom.
Because you had the correct
slower
ball speed. Now, there's times we were throwing it too slow, and we need to throw it faster. But that was a huge example there of how manipulating that ball speed is going to be able to allow you to play different shapes. So now I want you to throw 2 more shots.
Okay.
I want you to play around 4th arrow, get a little further left. I want you to keep your ball speed up.
Okay.
So I want you to keep your ball speed up and get it out to around 10, 8 down lane, and let's see what happens.
It's easy to think that when you get farther left and you open up your angles, that you need revs to get it back. And I want you to think the opposite. You need slow ball speed to get it back. I don't care about your rev.
Yep, so we're going to play deep. We're going to have faster ball speed, kind of the same ball speed you had before.
What you think? It wasn't as fast as the first one.
Definitely wasn't as fast, and I think a little bit of that is I know that in order to get that ball back from there, you have to slow it down a little bit. So, guys, we're doing live shots here, all right?
I got this.
I want you to keep the ball speed up because I want to emphasize when people only have one ball speed, how doing this kind of adjustment is tough. You're just too good, Brad.
Yeah. That was better.
Yeah, that was pretty much the same release, same ball speed you had, and it's not going to come back. So if you're someone that has a lot of ball speed and you try to play that angle, it's going to be really tough.
Yep.
So this is why we need to build that versatility, because I've seen it so many times where, you know, you've bowled in one house for your whole life, you've bowled on one shot, the lanes are generally only requiring you to do one thing, so you only know how to do one thing, and then when you have to get outside of that little realm, it's like foreign and you don't know how to make the adjustments.
And I've had many students work on this drill, and it's like the most important drill that I try and get them to learn, because learning that touch of hooking the ball is really important, but I've also realized that it's the hardest thing I think people have had to try and adapt to, because they're so used to trying to play that kind of straighter, higher speed. Their mindset is that. And when you talk about doing something completely different, left, open your angles, slow everything down, try and get softer with the release, it almost takes like a relaxed mindset to kind of feed your body that. But it really takes like a lot of effort to try and just I mean, you gotta.
That's what it feels like. If you're used to throwing it hard.
I'm not kidding. It feels like you're gonna throw it 1 mile an hour, but you'll realize you could not follow through. You could literally get here and right here, and the ball's still gonna go down the lane. And it's because all those steps before is generating all that momentum that your release does not need to do anything. You don't need to do anything at the release. You just need to get there and stay steady.
Slowly.
And let this do whatever. Most people are like, you know, they gotta, I know that feeling all too well. I've done it all my life.
So let's throw one more shot here. I want you to do the same thing, stay in the same place, slow the ball speed down. I actually want you to get the ball a little further right this time. So I want you to really slow it down, really hook the ball.
Ah, bread and butter.
Bread and butter. This ain't hitting the head pin. So we can see how much that shaped. You got the ball so much further right. But like, for instance, when I was watching that ball go down the lane, I'm like, is it gonna get back? but you gave the ball time to read the lane.
It was not a rev rate thing. I do not have a high rev rate. When I'm up against Belmo, I'm looking like a chump. Like, I got the Norm Duke rev rate, you know? So
no offense, Norm.
We understand that mentality all
absolutely.
too well.
So guys, please work on this at home when you're doing your practice sessions. Work on changing your ball speed, playing different angles. I guarantee it, this is something that a lot of people don't work on, and they need to. This tool needs to be utilized. So in your practice sessions, work on different ball speeds, and that's gonna help you become a much more versatile bowler.
All right, everyone, thank you for watching the video, and I hope learning how to slow your ball speed down becomes a priority for you, because I really feel like it can take who you are and turn you into a completely new level bowler with just the change of mindset on how you can hook the ball. Ball speed is everything. Pay attention to it. Don't worry about revs. Screw revs. Just learn learn how to just speed control, and it's much easier to control your speed when you're softer and slower rather than throwing it hard.